Hello world, I'm Chris Perillo, and today I wanted to talk to you about the Nexus 7 2013 versus the iPad mini 2013. Well, and I say 2013 because it's new with Retina display, which basically means that it's got a higher PPI. I don't know if it's necessarily higher or lower than the PPI or pixels per inch on the Nexus 7, but either way, the screen is just as sharp as it is on the other one. Which one's better? See, that's the problem. I don't know if I have an answer for which one is better, because what's better for me is probably going to be different for what's better for you. It depends on what you want. If you want a device that runs Android, well, then the Nexus 7 2013 is going to be good for you. If you want something that runs iOS, well, then you're going to be happier with the iPad mini with Retina display, and that's the big deal. If you had an older or original iPad mini, I can almost guarantee you'll be happier with the iPad mini with Retina display, because the screen is better. In fact, the internals, all the way, stem to stern, are pretty much better. There are a lot of differences between the two. In fact, I bet you've done your research. You can compare spec sheets back and forth. Which one has a better screen to you? Which one has a better camera to you? Which one has a better X, Y, and Z to you? It's up to you. I happen to like both of these tablets, which may make it a bit more difficult for you to come to a purchasing decision. So, which is better? I keep coming back to this and I don't have an answer. And that's the thing, you can ask me, Chris, which one would you grab first? It depends. Do I need to surf the web? You can grab either one. Do I need to check my email? You can grab either one. Do you need to do something in social? You can grab either one. Do you need to do something with a Google application? You can grab either one. So it's really, you've got really good decisions in front of you. Best in class iPad, because Apple's the only one that really makes iPads. It is a better iPad than a lot of the iPads that have been produced to date. Best in class Android tablet. And considering there are a lot of Android tablets out there, that's saying a lot. The Nexus 7 2013 was a dramatic improvement between the 2013 edition and the first one that they released, which I also used and had in the office until I needed to get this one. And I tend to get rid of my older gadgets so I can afford the newer gadgets. Now, here's the thing. Maybe you're lucky. And you're like me, and you can afford to have both, in which case you're very lucky. And here's the thing, another thing on top of that, I've got a lot of things here, really, to cover. You can like both. I know some people really want to, like, pigeonhole you into one platform or another, but it's okay to like both. In fact, I just had the Nexus 7 updated to Android 4.4, also known as KitKat. They pushed the update down the pike, just like, well, this shipped with iOS 7, and Apple will continue to make improvements. That's the value of getting a Nexus 7 Android tablet over other Android tablets, is you know that Google's going to support it. Now, there's another difference between the two that many people don't really like talking about or necessarily consider in the purchasing process. Because yes, the Nexus 7 is more affordable, at least as far as your wallet's concerned, but how many times have you ever walked into a Google store compared to an Apple store, especially when you had problems? Google doesn't really have stores. It doesn't really, I mean, it has customer service, but it's really nothing compared to Apple's customer service. And that's a part of the package. You have to consider that, or at least you should consider it when something goes wrong. And hey, we're talking about hardware, software, services. Things are going to go wrong. Which one wins? I don't know. There's no clear winner. Except you. You are the clear winner if you choose either one of these devices. I think they're fantastic. Look, I'm holding on to each one of them with one hand. Is it more comfortable in the Nexus 7? Or holding on to the Nexus 7 I'm not in, obviously, the Nexus 7. It's on me. Yeah, it's a bit more comfortable. I have small hands. But that doesn't make it inherently better. Each one is better than others that are out there. How do I help you make this decision? Because everyone has a different set of wants, needs, desires, parameters, and you got to understand that choosing between the two, what I always boil it down to is, what does your gut tell you? When you see something, does it just shout out to you? Well, maybe not physically, but does it say, yes, take me home, buy me? Well, then go with that one. Go with what your heart wants. Forget about what anybody says, any one of your friends, family members, whatever. Who cares what they say? What do you think? What do you believe? Because you know what? You're the one who's going to have to live with either one of these, or if you're lucky enough, both.